One moment. One moment. Gotta do my little intro. Hello, this is Dry Oasis. I'm your host. And these two, as always, are my two co-hosts, Kirby and Snorlax. Say hello, Kirby and Snorlax. Hello. And I hope that you've had a great day so far. And if not, I hope the rest of your day is better or tomorrow is better for you. And shoopity whoop, hold on a moment while I go and find... There we go. Alright, I'm sharing my screen with you right now, FuzzyCow. Oh, yeah. Say hello, FuzzyCow.
Hello. How's everyone doing today? It's a wonderful Sunday afternoon.
Yep, wonderful.
Lots of big changes happening all around since the beginning of spring or summer, somewhere around there. School's ending for a few people. It's excitement.
Yep. And yeah, let's see here. And we talked. Well, you didn't hear about this, but or at least those who are viewing right now, we talked a little bit about the Dungeons and Dragons. Wait, no, not Dungeons and Dragons. Magic the Gathering and Final Fantasy collab coming up, and they announced some cards. Can't wait to see them. I'm a huge, although I haven't played too much Magic the Gathering. I am a Final Fantasy nerd through and through, so I can't wait to finally play because it's Final Fantasy. What if the biggest video game series ever? And it actually feels like it fits right at home with Magic the Gathering, in all honesty.
The world is pretty effective. I think that if you like Final Fantasy, you know, the coloring scheme, the art direction, Final Fantasy and the art direction of Magic the Gathering have a lot of things in common. Yeah.
Sure. I'm not sure if we touched upon this, but I think they have some roots in Dungeons and Dragons. Or maybe that's just me.
Well, I mean, all fantasy has some roots in Lord of the Rings, right?
Oh yeah, that's true as well.
Common direction between Final Fantasy and Magic the Gathering. Of course, Final Fantasy has some inspiration with RPGs, tabletop RPGs such as Dungeons and Dragons. But Magic is owned by Hasbro, is owned by Wizards of the Coast, which is the creator of Dungeons and Dragons. So I guess there's that connection.
See? What did I tell you? Let's see here. Oh yeah, so did we talk about the by the way, surprise quiz. What are Maximilian Galactica's 3 symbols?
Oh, he's got a rose. He has a hat.
Right?
I believe it is a cape.
Right. By the way, silk hat, white roses. Don't forget the distinction of their color.
Thank you.
All right. I'm just testing you because those 3 things will be important. I will test you out every time we do this in the next stream because those things are important.
I believe it.
Anyways, so have we talked about the Switch 2 yet? Or was that?
We have.
All right, so I'm not sure the last time we saw each other, but the Switch 2 was announced. Some really good games, new games, and ports of old games. And of course, there's also the factor of the GameCube emulator, which means some games like Soul Calibur 2, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, and F-Zero GX are all coming to the Switch 2 eventually.
Yeah. Big news for F-Zero GX. It's been stuck on the GameCube forever.
Yep. I'm pretty sure that... I'm not sure if it has online multiplayer, but it's just great to play some of these games without breaking an arm and a leg. Especially Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Let's see here. Some new games. All of it was announced in a direct. They announced the prices. Pre-orders were supposed to happen the week after the direct, but real life got in the way, so that had to be all pushed to, I think it was the 24th that pre-orders went live. Anyways, real life also affected some of the sales of some of the accessories and whatnot, so let's... Yep. Anyways, where was I? So, the night that it actually came up, you could buy the Switch 2 and other stuff on Walmart, Target, and Best Buy. I had no such luck with Target and Best Buy. I'm pretty sure it was because it was one of those pre-order stuff, so it was going to be pretty hectic to get a Switch 2 there and then. But surprisingly, Walmart was the exception, so at Walmart I got the Nintendo Switch 2 console, not the version that comes with the game included, which would be Mario Kart World, which I bought separately because I'm just one of those guys who like to have games onto my Switch. I'm one of those physical guys, foremost. It feels really good to have it on you. And then there was the Pro Controller. I got to the cart, press purchase, and I was able to get all of that stuff on Walmart, so...
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. That was my plan for that night in particular. I didn't know at the time that I would need anything else, so the next day I went to the nearest GameStop. And I've told this one before on stream, but it's basically the nearest GameStop for me is inside a mall complex, so you basically had to wait until the doors open for the mall to get to there. So I get there around like 10 o'clock. I see there's like 8 people in line to begin with. The mall usually opens at 10 o'clock, but I guess they opened earlier. Anyways, that GameStop in particular doesn't open until 11 o'clock a.m., so there's like 8 or 9 people in front of me, so I guess I'm around the 10th person. And keep in mind, I'm not there for the Nintendo Switch 2, so I'm there just for any kind of other stuff like amiibos, other games that might interest me. So anyways, I stay in line. They hand me a paper and whatever. So from what I've gleaned, I'm going from, thanks to one of the store people, they convinced me to get not only the camera, which is like one of those movable ones. It's going to be really interesting, but also the micro SD express card, which 256 gigabytes so that the games run faster, and I got 3 out of the 4 Tears of the Kingdom amiibo. I was able to get Tulin, the Gerudo lady, I forgot her name, and Prince Sidon. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, Yunobo, the Goron of the game, is unavailable right now, so I guess I'll have to wait on him. And yeah, I got those for pre-order and can't wait for June 5th to come out.
Sounds like you've got.
Yep, 2 days before we go to that tournament or whatever.
So, is the Switch 2 out, or is it just in pre-order still?
Oh, it's in pre-orders, so I'm just waiting for it.
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. On to the actual game itself.
On to the actual game itself.
That we've been waiting to play. Oh, yeah, can't wait for the 5th or 6th for Capcom versus the Capcom Fighting Collection. Alright, let's continue on with Turnabout Big Top. Okay, so the ringmaster of said Big Top was murdered. Everybody thinks it's the big hotshot Max Galactica because, well, everybody does it. Most people at that place don't like him at all.
Mm-hmm. He pulls all the money, or he took all the money.
He basically makes the big bucks, although that's just because he himself is really talented in regards, so yeah. Alright, let's move on.
December 28th, 9:43 a.m. District Defendant Lobby number 5.
Oh darn, DL6 just ran out. The statute of limitations, no. Anyways.
Have we been in Defendant Lobby number 5 before? Feels like we're always in number 3.
I don't know. Just looks the same. I mean, look, even the picture in the background stays the same, don't you think?
Yeah.
Dots, dots, dots. Good morning, Max. Max? Milk. What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All I have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick, Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties! What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a first good impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around in the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine hitting someone. Well, don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that, and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, really, no one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously.
December 29th. Wow, right around Christmas time again. They like doing this.
Yep.
10 a.m. District Courtroom number 2. And now the case of one. What? Your Honor, get on with it.
Get on with it! Yes, get on with it! Get on with it!
Oh, sorry, I just realized the defendant's name is Billy Bob John.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So?
Well, the defendant's also known as Maximilian Galactica.
Yeah. Yes, Your Honor, he does often go by that name.
You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if the defendant, if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica. Sounds more friendly.
Oh, that's official then. I wonder if that is to our advantage.
Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please. I hope you don't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Eh?
That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count. Do you hear me?
No take backsies. She must still be upset about what happened last time.
You have no chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm not losing this case.
No chance! No chance in hell!
Why, you ask? Because it's not the nature of Von Karma to lose at anything.
I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying.
Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are.
Absolutely guilty. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about?
It'll be my ultimate revenge.
But it's not like it will bring her dad back.
There, opening statement complete. Now, let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time.
What are you, Solid Snake?
Very well. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up there, now! Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir. All right, Detective. You may proceed with your testimony.
Alright, hold on a moment. I forgot one thing. Embedding the chat. Once chat. This will only take me a quick moment. Alright, let's see here. Just gotta make sure that the chat is working on YouTube. It's because I need to run a video or something. Hold on a moment. Just making sure. Alright. Okay. There we go. Now there's a chat on my stream. Alright.
Nice.
Or at least the live chat. Details of the events.
Thank you. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All the circus performers were gathered at the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around
10 p.m.
10 p.m. The murder itself took place at the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:45 p.m.
10:15.
10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death, blunt force trauma.
That snapped a vertebrae in his neck.
Thank you. I see. He was beaten to death. Here's the autopsy report for the victim.
Sure, something. All right.
The court accepts this into evidence.
Russell's autopsy reports time of death 10:15 p.m. caused blunt force trauma to the back of the head, added to the court record.
A blunt object.
Definitely not a blunt for sure.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination.
Well, that was blunt. Yes, Your Honor. Deet.
Some events. So we were just poking, right?
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything wrong with his testimony, and there's no need to lie. So
we're pressing all of these statements so far, so this is pretty methodical.
Yep.
Hold it. Let me ask you about the snow.
It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime.
Did it pile up?
Wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. Snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day.
The snow. Let me see. There's got to be more to this. What's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Don't even mind. That's...
Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime?
Don't gleam into that. There's just nothing there.
All the performers were at the big top.
When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean?
Everyone but the dancers and the staff were there. Regina, the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course the defendant Maximilian Galactica and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forget. Regent the tiger was there as well.
Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey?
So I was investigating yesterday. He happened to snatch my wristwatch.
Oh, let's see here. We went to his room yesterday. Here you go, Detective Gumshoe. Thank you, pal. I've been looking for that forever.
Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after the proceedings.
So, you're going to basically arrest the monkey? Yes.
The monkey committed crimes.
After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to?
Regina was playing with Regent while Mo went back to his room, tired from work. Then the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in its own world. Ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately, huh? That's awful suspicious.
Hold on a moment. Alright. Back to where I was. Suspicious? Do you mean Among Us?
You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? It seemed they were negotiating Max's salary.
Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. Oh, yeah. I forget about this part. Ignore. I'd like to ask if you a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m.
Okay, pal, no problem. Not a problem. Got a witness who told us the whole thing went down. It's not totally meaningless. Time to move on.
It is totally meaningless to me.
Alright, let's just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end?
Oh, a wooden box.
That's right. The victim must have been carrying this wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention it was locked. Locked, you say?
Huh, 20 pounds. Strong lock. Wooden box. This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. What do you want to know?
What's the third one say? Does it say cafeteria?
Oh, the contents.
Contents.
Do you want to know what's...
My expectation is the thing that matters is the lock. So we'll probably have to find a key at some point. But like, if this was like me in the courtroom and not me trying to solve the game, I would probably ask about either the contents or the wooden box. So I think we should probably ask about the wooden box. So.
Okay. This wooden box, you figure it weighs about 20 pounds, right?
Sounds about right. The whole thing's lined with iron.
Iron plating? Why do you think it's lined with iron?
Figure just did it to make the box. Youch! I think we could all do without your guesses, Detective. Stick to what little you actually know. Sorry. Suffice it to say, the box is really heavy. Much better. You may continue on, Detective.
Yeah, we're going back here. Ba-ba-da, ba-da. Okay, so what do you want to ask now?
So, my suspicion is that's like the place you put the money. It's a strong box, right?
Yep. We've already talked about the box. Anything else you want to ask?
I guess we can just go to the lock next. 'Cause I think I know what the contents is. I think they don't know what the contents is.
You said the box was locked. How exactly was it locked?
Well, Had quite a sturdy lock on it. Looked like quite a bit to open that bad boy up.
So,
Looks like they did open it.
so when you found the box, it was locked, correct?
Yes, it was. Some of the forensics team took it to the precinct to crack it open. I see. Continue, Detective Gumshoe.
So, we just gotta find out what's in there. Or what was in there.
Just stringing us along.
Do you mind telling us what was inside that box?
Well, when we found the box, it was locked tight at the point knots.
Who? Detective Gumshoe rhymed there.
So we took it to the station and cracked it open. What was inside was this little bottle. Oh, what is that, Detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle.
What's inside the bottle?
Filled with pepper. Pepper. Why in the world was it in the lock in that big box?
I prefer salt myself. There was only one little bottle in that huge box? Wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. It's pepper. Pepper, pepper. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct?
You've done your homework.
I mean, you just asked me. I mean, it is in the autopsy, so it isn't homework. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you?
The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is something that the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it at the scene of the crime. No. I bet he made it disappear with magic.
Ixnay on the magic day.
Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the events now.
I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Detective Gumshoe in this case. You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? And that box that was housing the pepper?
Well, if we've wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness. Yeah? I'm not even off the stand yet. Obviously. But that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know, but wrapped up such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand.
She must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trilo will show up on the stand as well. Ouchie, ouch. No punching yourself.
Please state your name and occupation for the record. This one's me, right?
Yep, that one's you.
My full name is Trilo Quist. I'm an employee of the operatic dinner. I'm employed as an operatic dinner. Excuse me. The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist. The roll might be cutting off your circulation. I said that I was the singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine. I'll grace you with the song. Hey. Me. The world of law, exciting and daring, guilt or innocence. Decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think?
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. That was great. That was actually really great. It had a good rhythm. It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak.
Trip, you know better than to insult a judge. Dad, look at your nose. You wouldn't think you'd have a sense to fix it. So ugly, I want to punch you in the face. The off chance swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason I never became an A-list star.
But you'll never be an A-list star.
You'll never be an A-list star.
Celebrities must really enjoy seeing everything that flashes into their minds.
What's going on here? Order! I demand to know who the witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. I'll handle Trillo. I'll let Trillo handle this. I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about getting out. You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now, let's proceed.
What he witnessed.
Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. I mean the clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. You saw Maximilian Galactica headed towards the scene. You're sure of that? Without a doubt. He had on his silk hat, cloak, and dumb white rose on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown. That's right, dress boy. Well, since you weren't with him, wouldn't that mean the clown committed the murder?
He's got a point.
What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit. Why is that? Here's absolute proof. Silk hat. This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant.
Ah.
Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there'd be no reason for the hat to be at the scene. Well done, Miss Fontaine. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done.
I curtsy.
Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say?
Okay. I guess she's the boss again today. Alright, so we're basically pressing for information here.
Okay.
I mean...
Is there a particular spot we're supposed to press?
There's like a few.
Okay. I mean, I don't think this one's particularly valuable. The one thing that we could glean was approximate time that Trillo left the tent. I don't think that's going to necessarily change the course of events.
All right.
Okay, skipping this one for now.
Okay. What about this?
I feel like this is important, right? Because it's framing where he saw the victim, or sorry, where we saw the perpetrator, right? He saw him going from the plaza to the what's it called? To the houses, right? To the apartments where the
Right.
performers.
They went to the lodging house and then back to the plaza's entrance.
Yeah. So I think this one could be relevant. Can we press here?
Sure. Why the plaza's entrance?
Do some thinking, of course.
It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all that snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea?
Objection. Mr. Phoenix, right, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness.
But I'm a good thunker. At least my teachers always said I was. This line is really funny.
So I think we kind of already pressed this a little bit, but I don't mind pressing it again.
Oh no, we didn't press this one yet, but let's do it anyways. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? Are you sure about that? Right, I forgot the fact that he's currently a bad guy.
Of course I'm sure. How can you mistake someone wearing such snobby three-piece get-up?
Snobby three-piece get-up?
Get the wax out of your ears, lawyer. Nowadays, you're talking like a brick wall. Lawyers nowadays, you're like talking to a brick wall. Max three-piece get-up. Jeez, could anyone be more dense? All together.
All together now, all together now, all together now, all together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Even the game makes you make sure that you remember those items in particular.
Thank you.
Nick, I think you should put a little bit more effort into preparing your questions.
So, this one's a little strange. It's like, how do you know he was the only one going that way?
Or was he the only one? Let's find out.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is going to be super fruitful.
You saw Max and only Max, right, Trilo?
That's right. That makes him the killer.
Okay, let's see here. Go ahead.
There's only one person headed that way that night. That makes quite a bit of sense. That makes Max one suspicious character.
There's more to this story than meets the eye. Transformers? There's something amiss here. So, anyways, there's all of this stuff here. So, from what we gleaned, the Ringmaster... Let's see here. From what we've remembered, the Ringmaster went to... Max went from the Ringmaster's room to the lodging house. Now,
Correct.
Isn't there something else odd about that?
My thing was, where's the plaza relative to the lodging house, right?
Right. It's somewhere let's see here. Somewhere between the gates right there, the little doors the doors in front that represent the lodging house, and somewhere around the entrance the to the circus. So yeah, isn't there also? Let's see here. So yeah, isn't there something curious about that?
I suspect that you'd have to have the ringmaster there as well as Max, so he would see more than just one person, theoretically.
That's a bit strange, don't you think?
What's strange?
That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well?
What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose this witness could have seen? Gonna be the ringmaster. That's the victim.
That's correct. If Trilla was at the entrance to the plaza, you should have seen the ringmaster as well, on his way to the death. Aha!
Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. Could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out.
What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room.
Is that according to the defendant? A likely story. Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room.
If. Nice story. Tell it to Reader's Digest.
Why was he just, as witness stated, at the scene of the crime?
Ah!
I see. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions.
He's right.
Brilliant judgment, young. Now, let's move along with the testimony.
Why not? You gotta deep it strong. Move along, just to make it through. Tremble on. Blah, blah, blah. I hate that. Alright, we still have yet to do this. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene?
I suppose that would have been around... Hey, what time is it?
Was it?
Was it? Huh? I think it was around, I'd say a bit after 10:30 p.m. I think.
15 minutes after the crime. Practice ended at 10 p.m., so you hung around the lodging house the entire time?
I guess that sounds about right.
Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand around in that weather.
Well, the truth is... Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in that weather?
I mean, it was a blizzard. Who would stay out in a blizzard? Well, maybe you were waiting for someone?
Well, what? Who said we were waiting for someone? Objection. Mr. Phoenix Wright. We can all do without your offhanded theories.
It's not a theory, it's a game theory. Thanks for playing. Oh, wait. But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm onto something. Under pressure. Pushing down on me. Pushing down on you. No man is for.
Mr. Wright. Who do you suppose the witness was waiting for in the cold that night? It's Regina, the ringmaster's daughter.
Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina.
What?
You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. And am I mistaken?
Is this true? Well, you can't really ask me that question. Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it. Well. The puppet may be a bit stiff, but he is right.
Phrasing, Judge. Phrasing. Alright. There is obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought.
That makes perfect sense. What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime.
Objection! However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Mexid Abada. Ow!
There's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer. I guess you got me. Alright. I'll spill the beans for real this time. So, I was waiting for Regina. They don't volunteer things. Mr. Quist, tell us the truth this time, and I mean the whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
Were you, or were you not, waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house? I was. I was waiting to propose to her. You were what? Waiting to propose? What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage? The matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case. You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit. More pain. Thanks for your bumbling. My perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we may have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet.
And here we go, one of the worst parts in all of Ace Attorney.
Don't be so surprised I was gonna propose to Regina. I even had something to give to her. Kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I still got it in my pocket. You were going to propose. You, a puppet. Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love.
But I found you at the right angle.
I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too.
Just a reminder, guys. Age 16 right now. Age 16. Ew. Yeah.
Exactly.
His honor is looking a little less than honorable right now.
Yes, he is. Okay, Mr. Wright. Let's continue with your cross-examination.
What was with that sigh at the end? Okay, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it.
So we want to find out what you had to give her. And it's going to be gone, right? What exactly did you plan on giving her?
That was me, but whatever.
Sorry. You know exactly what I was gonna give her, numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty. Answer his question. What was it? You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring. Engagement ring.
Both of them said that at the same time. That was just very hilarious. Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs.
Mr. Phoenix Wright joke has gone too far. Time for this to end here.
Revis's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. When hit from that whip, that thing will probably shut up someone for a long time. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that a puppet has ever proposed to him. Ow!
I advise you to cut this argument short.
Just like that puppet.
I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony? Specifically about the engagement. I'd like to stick to the facts, not sociology. You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathroom.
There you are. Trillo, do you mind if I show you something?
What is it? What are you talking
Uh-oh. Looks like they're going to double team on me. Now, Pikachu, hit Thunderbolt. Darn it, it missed. Do you recognize this ring?
about? That's mine. Give it back. Thief. Thief.
No, I won't allow you to propose to her. Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said, in the end, I wasn't able to give it back to her, so I still got it in my pocket. But in the end, I wasn't able to give it back to her. Why then do I have it right here?
Ah! What's going on here? That's... Finn, say something. Don't put me on the spot like that, Trillo.
I found this in Money's room.
Money's room? You mean a room you put money? Like a bank vault? That filthy monkey's gonna get what's coming to him. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you avoided slandering my innocent fiats in my court.
Well, Your Honor, Money really is a monkey, in every sense of the word.
Ah, I see. Well then.
Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up.
Shiny things.
Like that one crab thing from Moana, whatever his name was. Trillo, when was this ring stolen from you?
Well, I suppose it was that time, that night, the night of the crime. What did you say?
Details. I need more details. Give me the details or I will punch your puppet into outer space.
Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza.
Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct?
Well, I guess you might be able to say that.
Hold on a moment. Alright, I was just making a pull.
The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah. Ben, what's with you? Whatever. Has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder.
It's not for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trilo, back to the topic at hand.
I haven't admitted a thing. Not I, Mr. Trilo Quest.
What did you do when the ring was taken, Trilo?
You know exactly what I did. I chased after the ring, snatching monkey money.
But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you?
Wasn't this loafy fool called Ben's fault? While he was fumbling away through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to escape. That is indeed an incredible shame.
Not for me, Your Honor. Not for me. Well, this does indeed prove one very important point.
Prove an important point. What could that possibly be? Ben's testimony is a flaw.
There is a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony.
Contradiction?
The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the Monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza.
The meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Where are you going with this little theory of yours?
I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene.
Interesting, Mr. Vaughn. Well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past the vigilant ventriloquist?
Objection! Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene.
However, that doesn't change the fact he saw the defendant arrive.
The witness is lying. He is blinded by his rivalry with Max. Blinded by the light, revved up like a douche, you know, the roller in the night.
Well, the defense argument does hold water. The witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant. What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that Dorkface in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him. No doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar. Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw then. I've told you so many times, you'd think you'd know my story's not changing.
You've already changed your story, Stick Boy, and I'm sure it will change. It will change some more. Where there is one lie, there are usually many more behind it. Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him. Yeah. But after a little break, let's resume at 11:15 a.m. Right. All right. Could just use that water bottle near me. But it's neither here or there right now. Right. Back. Now just wait for FuzzyCow. Oh. Alright. Okay, good. I thought you saw the news and didn't know how to react to that until now. So, have you seen anything wrestling-wise for the last hour or so? Okay, so I know we're kind of in a courtroom where murder is to be expected or whatever. Well, this is not murder to an extent, but here at Dry Oasis, we would like to say our condolences to the family and friends of the legendary wrestler Sabu. May his legacy live on forever. Yeah, I was just randomly looking on YouTube recently, and I just saw that Sabu passed away. Man, first a couple of weeks ago with Here Comes Mongo, that one infamous stablemate from the Horsemen, and now Sabu. Man, this is just... Man, that really sucks. Sabu was one of the most important people to when it came to the extreme side of wrestling, for sure. Yeah, but let's see here. How old was the guy anyways? Because sometimes you don't, because of the craft of the work, you don't live. Dang, he was dead at 60. Yeah, that makes sense. some wrestlers, some of the peak wrestlers back in the day don't live as much because of a lot of things, so unfortunately to be expected. Now, back to the matter at hand. Witnessing Max. And hold on a moment. Oh yeah, let's go on.
I'll give you what I was waiting for that night. I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regine. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. Actually sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica. Let's see. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. So that means the money didn't show up until after you saw Max. That's right. Money ran out less than a minute after I saw Max.
Then money snatched the rein and you went chasing after him?
How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting? Well, let's see. I'd say about... suppose 5 minutes. Suppose 5 minutes. So the victim could have arrived at the scene in that 5-minute stretch. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Alright, so there is, it's time to present. But this one might not be that obvious, so... Okay, so let's figure this out. So... is there anything contradictory here?
I think we pretty much tried really hard to prove that that was the case. So I don't think that's contradictory.
Is there anything contradictory? Is there any problem with this statement?
I don't think so.
Alright.
I mean, he didn't see Max. He saw someone supporting Max's items, but I don't think we're going to change that.
Right. Okay, so... any problems here?
I don't think the problem is here. I think the problem is the assumption that the victim arrived after the perpetrator.
Is there a problem here?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you were sure about it, so we're not going to bother with that one.
Okay.
And we're not going to bother with that one.
No, I think that's fair.
Right, so... Alright, so that was the all of it, so...
So that one's fine. There's no contradiction there.
What about here?
Let's try this one.
Alright.
He didn't see Max. He saw the 3 symbols.
Nothing works here. Alright.
Okay, so it's not that one, is what you're saying.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go to the next one. This one's interesting to me because we know that Maximilian and the Ringmaster had gone to a meeting. I'd like to come back to this one.
Alright.
Okay, next one.
Hold on a moment. Let's think about this one clearly. So, what do we know about Ben and Max, respectively? What is their relationship?
They're rivals. Both of them are pursuing Regina.
Yep.
You know that it's kind of come to violence.
Yeah. So, isn't there something strange about this one in particular?
Why is he being cordial to his rival?
Yeah, pretty much. You know what? I'm just gonna press this one.
Okay.
So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night.
You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. Say good morning in the morning, good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben? You got something to add? Let me guess. That's not it, Trilo. Say good evening at night. I'm sorry, Trilo. Mr. Quest, I'd prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside the courtroom. Impossible. Foreman lives and breathes his performances. You should know him.
There's gotta be something wrong with this bit of testimony. Isn't that a bit strange to you?
What do you mean?
Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange.
Why would that strike you as strange? Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial with one of your coworkers?
Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a coworker, I would understand. Ow, that hurts.
Maybe you should think of having some proof next time your lips start clapping. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school.
There's no reason that Trilo would ever say something nice to Max. But how do I go proving that with the evidence? Bluffing is everything in this world, but I'm sure you already learned that one. I guess I can give it a shot.
The witness will resume his testimony.
Alright, well, we're back to here. So, what proves that they hate each other?
The broken glass.
We might get in trouble for this, but that's another discussion later on. Trilo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder?
A fight.
A fight over Regina, to be exact.
Wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument, a disagreement at most.
A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clunked over the head. By the way, how are you not bleeding? That morning, Ben got clobbered over by the head by Max, didn't he?
What? That an admission of assault and battery?
Yeah, pretty much. Max is probably gonna get fined for this.
Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first.
The truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on stand. There's no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival. Hold on a moment.
Who's saying this witness is lying?
Go ahead.
He's trying to befriend the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the scene of the crime. I tell a single lie. Honestly, I jest.
You didn't? Okay, then.
That's enough from you, Mr. Twist. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
Let's clarify the testimony for the court. You explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that.
It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to.
What kind of theory is that?
It's not a theory. It's... Wait, I already made that joke. The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all.
What?
If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. No greeting for you. Which means there is only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Max Galactica. That is why Trilo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or, good evening, as he put it.
What in the world? You! Would the defense kindly explain who it was Trilo saw that?
Oh, whoopsie doopsie. I wasn't meaning to do that. Alright, so who do you think was there at the scene of... Who do you think that Trilo saw?
This one's a puzzle. I have no earthly idea who Trilo saw.
Alright. Well...
My best guess is that it was the Ringmaster.
Consider the ill temper of this witness. There's only one person he would greet.
It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute.
Were you thinking that one as well?
I was thinking the Ringmaster. So I think that he'd be able to
Don't worry. No, Your Honor. It is not Regina. If it was Regina, Trilo would have given her the engagement ring as a present.
Oh yeah, I suppose you've got a point there. It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not?
You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trilo. Isn't that correct? Answer the question, Mr. Quist.
Order, order. How do you respond to this? Wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactic. I think it's high time we clear the air on this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galacta, or was it the ringmaster, one Mr. Russell Berry? The prosecution argues that the defendant was the witness. Was what the witness saw that left. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbol. Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man. Gotta remember them now. Here we go again, everyone. All together now.
Here we go again on our own.
Yes, yes, we know. Silk hat, cloak, and white rose.
A silk hat and a cloak. And white roses? Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me. Would they? I guess they would. Without the hair.
What was that?
Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry.
What? Miss Von Karma. You have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant. Well, if that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point.
Yes, I think we finally won a point in this one. Woohoo!
That is very unfortunate.
Huh?
You're just a little too excited for your own good.
Well, I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, then I think I like it. What do you mean by that?
You merely established one thing from this witness. You established this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. Applaud you on your efforts, but who that person was can only be answered by the next witness.
The next witness? Oh boy. Huh?
Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond a shadow of a doubt, an answer to that question, evidence that clearly establishes one thing. There is no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime. Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare their next witness. Court is now in recess.
All right. Let's see here. Well, I'm glad that we got through that all we could through here. And let's leave. This next part is not. This next part is going to be so annoying, so I'm just gonna straight out say that we will continue this one for another time.
Okay, sounds good.
By the way, what are Max Galactica's 3 symbols? Alright, so, yeah. I'm glad you remembered that. Anyways, so we're going to continue off with this case for another day. Hopefully sometime next weekend. Do you have anything then? Alright, so yeah. This has been Dry Oasis. I've been your host. And these have been my 2 co-hosts, Kirby and Sirlex. Say goodbye, Kirby and Sirlex. Hi-yo. And would you like to... Hold on a moment. Say anything right now?
I think I'm good.
Alright, so... how are you liking this case so far?
It's fine. It seems to be really emphasizing these three symbols. I don't really know what the point of that is necessarily. I guess just to understand that those three symbols matter.
Those 3 symbols will matter. They don't seem important right now, but in the future they will definitely be a lot more important to an extent. So, as for the left triangle, thank gosh they took that out of the anime for sure, because that aspect of the game has not aged at all, or never aged to begin with.
Seems like it's kind of irrelevant. It's just there to cause drama, which I don't think is the point. I'm curious though, like, we believe that the ringleader was the person who kind of looked like Maximilian. So,
Yeah, they could have taken Max's coat.
yeah. But why would he take Max's coat?
Maybe the reason why Jack Hammer stole the Steel Samurai costume to go in secret and kill someone, but yeah, we don't have the information as well. That information.
Someone with pepper?
Kill someone with something. I mean, the Steel Samurai had his samurai spear, so maybe he was going to try and kill D. Vasquez, but who knows what the ringmaster was doing or why he took the cloak at all. Yeah, maybe it was for murder, maybe it was for something else, but it's weird that the ringmaster would do something like that at all, but yeah. Oh yeah, I recently got a new grill and a new Ninja Fudai grill, and I can tell you right now, for me it works a lot better than the current George Foreman grills for sure.
Good. I'm glad that's working.
Yeah, it's working nice and it is awesome. So yeah, I forgot to tell. Sorry for saying this earlier, but I also have work later on in the day, so I'm glad that we were able to cut. We were going to do this, even though I'm not usually a quote unquote morning person. If you've heard me struggle a bit there around the beginning part, so I'll probably.
Again for this being yesterday. No plans for Sunday.
Yeah, it's not always. I did. Let's see here. It's probably. I just felt like I had an opportunity to do it yesterday, so it's. I didn't feel like I was working today and wasn't working yesterday's. It's my schedule varies a lot, so let me guess, you were watching Backlash, weren't you?
No, there was a friend's birthday party.
Oh, okay, that's understandable. So you haven't watched Backlash, which was also yesterday.
No, I have not watched Backlash.
I probably will catch up with it later on, but I did see the results. Yep.
Looking forward to that.
Alright, so yeah. Anyways, for those watching, you can follow me on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, Discord, or Blue Sky, all under Dry Oasis. And hold on a moment while I redirect people watching to another channel. Alright. For those watching, I hope that you've had a great day so far, and if not, I hope the rest of your day is better or tomorrow is better for you. See you later and take care.